Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. Before we begin, we sincerely appreciate your presence to discuss the delay in the International Medical Center construction.
Good morning. We appreciate the invitation. We hope today's discussion will help us clarify responsibilities and find a constructive solution. Let me start by explaining our concern. The project is now 3 months behind schedule, and as the investor, this delay has caused significant financial damage. We have incurred additional insurance costs, increased consultant fees, and postponed the hospital's operational timeline.
We expected the ICU wing, surgical rooms, and the medical gas system to be completed in June. However, this deadline was missed, and the latest report shows notified completion date. We need a clear explanation.
From the medical operations side, we had already lined up international trainers and equipment innovation teams. This delay forced us to reschedule everything. We need clarity and accountability.
Thank you for sharing your concern. We understand the severity of the situation. However, several issues were beyond our control, especially related to extreme weather causing flooding in the area.
To clarify, the main structure is completed. The delay occurred in the installation of MRI shielding rooms and negative pressure ventilation. The required imported parts. The shipment were delayed due to port congestion and custom backlog. We have documents to support this.
We also faced an unexpected shortage of specialized medical grade steel due to a global supply chain disruption. We acted quickly and sourced alternative suppliers, but it added several weeks.
Could you provide evidence of these shipping and custom delays?
Yes, we have shipping reports showing that the MRI shielding panels were held for 45 days due to tightened government inspection.
Still, the contract clearly states that penalties apply for delays. We need to know exactly what percentage of the penalty you are prepared to accept.
We will discuss the penalty once all facts are understood, but we need to ensure the delay causes are categorized correctly.
From our side, even if shipping delays happen, we expect mitigation planning. Why wasn't there a backup supplier for essential materials?
There were backup suppliers, but none met the medical grade certification required for surgical rooms. Using uncertified material would violate hospital safety protocols.
Could you clarify why the negative pressure isolation rooms weren't prioritized earlier?
We prioritized the main structure to meet a zoning requirement before installing a specialized system.
Given the contract delegation proposes a 30% penalty for the 3 months delay.
We understand your position, but considering the global supply chain crisis beyond our control, we propose 0% penalty.
0% is not acceptable. We need shared responsibility.
We can consider 10%, but not higher.
Our lowest acceptable offer is 20%.
We propose a middle ground, 15% penalty. Final offer.
How much additional time do you realistically need to complete the ICU and surgical units?
With all remaining tasks, we will need 3 more months.
That is too long. We can only approve 2 months.
We can accelerate if additional overtime is funded. With shared costs, we can finish in 2 months.
It is acceptable.
So, to confirm, we agree on 2 points. Number 1 is 50% penalty paid by delegation B, and number 2 is 2-month extension with accelerated schedule.
Yes, we accept these terms.
We appreciate your comprehension. Let's move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for a productive meeting. We look forward to the project's completion.
Wait, before you leave, maybe take a few minutes to clarify internal adjustment on our side.
Of course, we still have some time.
It would be good to ensure that all expectations for the next 2 months are clear.
Here is our accelerated schedule. We divided the remaining work into the 3 phases. First one is critical medical installation, and the second one is mechanical electrical integration, and the third one is final safety and compliance testing.
For the ICU wing, which tasks will be advanced or overlap?
We will run parallel teams. Ventilation installation will occur simultaneously with the oxygen pipeline testing. Normally, they are done sequentially, but with added manpower, it's feasible.
Parallel work increases risks. How do you plan to maintain safety?
We will assign 2 additional safety officers and daily toolbox meetings.
That essential daily report.
Yes, every evening at 7 p.m.
About the overtime costs shared between both parties, can you specify the breakdown?
We estimate an additional 120 worker hours per day. The cost will be divided into first, labor overtime, safety supervision, additional equipment rental, night shift lighting and security. Good.
Please categorize this clearly in the weekly report for the transparency.
And please ensure no hidden add-ons. We've had that issue in other international projects.
We understand. Everything will be itemized.
I want to revisit one point during the delay. Were there any identified risks to sterilization system?
Not to sterilization units, but the EHPA filters on the centrifugal wing arrived later than expected.
That could affect certification later. Have they been tested?
Preliminary testing shows they function well. Final validation will occur once the ventilation units arrive.
Good. Please send us video documentation of the validation process.
We will.
One thing we want to improve communication. There were periods of silence during the delay that increased uncertainty.
Yes, that was our weakness. We were overwhelmed with operational issues. But starting today, we will assign a dedicated liaison officer.
That will help significantly. We want updates even if it's bad news as long as it's clear and timely.
Understood. We will report issues immediately instead of waiting until weekly meetings.
Despite today's tough negotiation, we still believe in this partnership. Construction projects are rarely perfect, but accountability is what keeps teams together.
We appreciate that, and we take this responsibility seriously.
At the end of the day, we are all working for the same purpose, building a safe workplace medical facility.
And we want this hospital to become a reference standard in the region.
We'll send the revised contract addendum by the end of the day.
We will review and return it immediately.
Great. Let's keep the momentum.
I'll schedule a technical inspection for next month. Please ensure full access and update drawings.
Of course, we'll prepare everything.
Have a nice day, sir.
Yes.